Today is fence day. So, fencing. But before we can get to fencing, let me show you the new tool. You may have seen it already. In fact, if you watched a couple episodes ago, you saw it. But without further ado, let's just get into it. It is something that if we did not have this and had to do this by hand, it would be miserable. So here you go. It is our auger system for the skid steer. It has, look at these bad boys right here. This is what is so crucial and what makes this so much better than just your regular auger you can go rent or anything like that. It's these rock teeth. So these rock teeth in action are really cool. One thing you do have to do is make sure that these things stay loose, otherwise you'll burn them up. And so almost after every hole I have to take it out and do that. But as you can see, this was a rock hole. This is not dirt. This is powdered sandstone. So it's really doing a number on these holes. We have several dug so far, several more still to do. We are doing like, I think it's roughly 360 lineal feet of fence. It may be more than that. But I think it's roughly 100 by 80. So yeah, I think it's roughly 360 lineal feet of fence, 400 feet of fence. And we got the Jays here helping us. You're going to see some of them today. But I have about I've got about 6 or 7 more holes left to do on this particular line. So I'm gonna let you see this this attachment in action. This is probably going to be a couple of part series, just FYI. So today is all about fencing. So here we go. Okay, so as you can see, that hole started out okay. It started out with this black gumbo clay, and then this turned into sandstone really quick. I mean, we went through a rock, a sandstone rock. I mean, you guys have seen the boulders, so pretty cool. It's a lot of work now that you've seen that happen. It's a lot of work keeping the auger left and right and forward and back plumb is the word I'm looking for. So we do our best to keep it plumb, using a little bit bigger auger than the post. We started out with a smaller one, but when you hit these rocks, it moves you all over the place, and so it may slide you 2 or 3 inches to the left or to the right or forward or back, which kills you when you're trying to set your fence, your actual posts on your string line for your fence. So we had to upsize, which means we're going to use a little bit more concrete than what we would like, but it's going to save us with post hole diggers trying to go through rock. So I said it was a lot of work earlier trying to keep it plumb. That's a whole lot easier than using post hole diggers. So I would much rather sit in there and have a lot of work than sit out here with post hole diggers and have a lot of work. So let's real quick show you, we just did that one hole. It was pretty solid rock. So I'm gonna check on our teeth, and anytime we go through a rock hole like that, I'm going to check on our teeth before moving forward, because let's face it, I've broke enough stuff around here. I don't want to be responsible for breaking this too. So let's check these teeth real quick. So we just want to make sure that each one is moving freely. That one was gummed up a little bit. So there we go. That one's gummed up a little bit. That's moving, that's moving. That one's not. So let's get our handy dandy hammer. And let's beat some of this free. Sorry, I know that that's probably pretty piercing. There you go. Okay, so everything's moving good on it. So now let's set you up and give you a little bit different angle on this hole. Okay, so that one wasn't bad. Not a whole lot of rock like the other one, but as you could see, it really moves my skid steer all over the place. So for this next one, I'm going to give you an angle of what I see when we do this. So I'm going to clip you onto the skid steer and show you what it looks like from my point of view, if you think that's cool. I mean, we're drilling holes in the ground using big boy machines. Of course it's cool. So good to go. Let's give you the other angle. Okay, well that was all 3 different angles. Now I'm just gonna set you up and let you watch me dig these other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. So enjoy, I guess, with some, we'll do some lovely background music. Cue the lovely music in 3, 2, 1, go. So you can only watch so many post holes get dug before you just want to fall asleep. So we're not going to show you any more of that. I hope you enjoyed your beautiful post hole music. And now I got to go run a job for work. But the Jays are here. Say hi, Jay. Say hi, Deuces. Hey. So I'm going to let you see a time lapse of these guys putting this fence together. It's pretty cool. Just to walk you through it real quick, we have these treated posts, and we're using treated deck boards in 16-foot lengths, and we are doing a top rail. All the posts will end up getting cut off to that top rail height, so we're doing a top rail, and then we are going to do the bottom rail across the bottom, and then in between it will be that hog panel, goat panel, landscape fabric, that wire mesh stuff that I'll show you here in a little bit. But that's what we're doing. That's what the plan is for this. Before the hog panel goes on, we're gonna paint all this black. So this video will be probably the post hole digger, which you just, I mean, is just thrilling. And then the Jays putting together some of this fence. And then the second video will show you painting it and putting the hog panel on. And then we actually have a top cap that's gonna go across the whole top of this thing, a 1x6 top cap that will sit on there flat on top. And yeah, so great stuff. Beautiful, beautiful. It's just a farm fence, right, Jay? It's just a farm fence. So we're gonna get this done. Time lapse begins in 3, 2, 1. Time lapse. Okay, well, sorry for that montage interruption of the time lapse, but the camera fell over. The guys don't know how to operate it. So we've got the last section of fence we're doing on a different day, and I figured you're here to see some fence get built, so let's just show it to you no matter the day. I mean, what do you guys care whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? I mean, you're watching this all in one day, so what do you care? Okay, well, a little bit of group effort, and we got her whooped. My video ended up messing up the first day we were working on this fence, so this was day 2, maybe day 3, I don't know. It's rained us out a couple of days. It rained this morning, but it's been just kind of a muddy mess, but we've made it work. But we are basically done with all woodwork. There is one other thing we got to do. I just discovered. We were sitting here talking about how we're going to fasten the panel to the fence, and I thought to myself, you know what? That offset right there does not work when trying to fasten the panel. So that's about a 3/4 of an inch offset. So we've got plenty of deck boards left over. They are, you know, basically 5.5 inches wide. So we're going to rip them down the middle and attach them to these posts. It's a consistent rip and a consistent cut, so it ought to get produced pretty fast. And then all we got to do is go around to every one of them and screw them on. And then the next step is paint, right, Marmy? So yeah, so you saw a time lapse basically of us doing it all. First step was set the posts, then we set the top rail, and then we set the bottom rail based off of that measurement. It's a consistent measurement all the way through. And then the last step, well, then the next step was cutting off all of the post tops, and then the last step was setting the cap. But I think it all turned out pretty good. So let me give you a 360 here of the fence. So let's go down here and look at this first gate application, and then that's what's going to be fence video 2. Is you're going to see us installing the gates. You're going to see us painting, and we'll be done. And then we got to install the panel. Sorry, that's like the #1 part. That doesn't keep a deer out. Like, look, that doesn't keep a deer out yet, but it will. So here's the fence, kind of halfway mocked up in the hole. Unlevel, unreally set yet, but we got to play with the hinge spacing over here. But those are little walk gates, 5-foot gates, but they will also, you can go through the walk gate, but then you can also open the big gate to get in our little John Deere tractor with a little trailer or whatever else. And then we've got 2 10-foot gates, and then we've got one more walk gate over there by Marmy, who's over there cleaning up like a good girl. So that's gonna be it for fence video numero 1, and we'll be back for fence video numero 2 maybe in about a week or so. We're waiting on the fence stapler to come in. That's a new tool, another tool that I get to show you. So this fence has provided me with 2 new tools, which is fantastic because we all love tools. So until the next video, we'll see you next time up on the ridge.